Hello everybody! So a while ago I reviewed the Yongnuo 560 Mark III, a very popular budget flash that delivers very professional qualities. So today I'm going to be reviewing the successor of the 560 Mark III, the 560 Mark IV. So this is the Yongnuo 560 Mark IV. It is basically the exact same thing as the 560 Mark III except with one new feature. So being pretty much exactly the same as the Yongnuo 560 Mark III, I'm not going to bore you with a review that's 90% exactly the same as my previous review of the 560 Mark III. So today I will only be focusing on the new and improved features of the 560 Mark IV. So let's have a closer look at this flash. Alright, so taking a look at the Yongnuo 560 Mark IV, it is actually again exactly the same as the 560 Mark III. It has exactly the same build. They look exactly the same except for now the 560 Mark IV, the 4 is now written in blue, whereas the 560 Mark III was in the standard color. And the 560 Mark IV is also lacking a hyphen. It used to be 560-3 and now it's just 564. Not that matters anyway. Let's get to the point. So the 560 Mark IV has the exact same specs as the 560 Mark III. It still has the same guide number of 58. It is not brighter. It has the exact same performance, except now the 560 Mark IV has one extra mode. So if you press the function button, you will find your way into a mode called the TX. Now 560 Mark IV has also the same built-in receiver as the 560 Mark III. So the 560 Mark III is compatible with the 560 TX and also the RF603C. So is the 560 Mark IV. It retains all the features of the 560 Mark III, except now it has a built-in transmitter system. So it has the smart transmitter system of the 560 TX actually, not the dumb transmitter system of the Yongnuo 603C. So which is a very good addition. So now you have the extra mode called the TX, which stands for transmitting. So now you have the extra mode on the 560 Mark IV, the TX mode. So the 560 Mark IV again has the same 16 channels as the 560 Mark III. So it can operate on the same 16 channels, and the transmitter system is basically exactly the same as the 560 TX, except the 560 TX can operate 6 channels, that's channel A to F, whereas the 560 Mark IV can operate only 3 channels, only channels A, B, and C. Now the 560 Mark IV is still a manual flash, the dumb flash. It has no ETTL, so everything is manual. And one of the things that people kept on asking me in the 560 Mark III review is that will it work with your camera? Now the 560 flash series is actually a single pin firing flash. It only has one pin, and that pin is the firing pin, basically the pin that sends the trigger signal from your DSLR body to your flash. So this flash will work with any camera that has a standard hot shoe. So yes, it will work with pretty much every Canon and Nikon DSLR and any other camera that has a standard hot shoe. So the thing you need to find out if this will work with your camera is to find out if your camera has a standard hot shoe. So let me get into the details of the transmitter of the 560 Mark IV. Now the way it works, you will have to activate a 560 Mark III if you are using a 560 Mark III with the 560 Mark IV's transmitting system. Now 560 Mark III's come unactivated, but the activation process only takes less than 1 minute. However, if you're using it with other 560 Mark IV's, the 560 Mark IV's come activated out of the box. So how do you know if your flash is activated? Basically, you need to go into RX mode on the Mark III here. So once you go into RX mode and you see this little group icon underneath the channel icon, the group icon down here, if you see this icon, your flash is activated to use with the TX system. So the way to activate your 560 Mark III is very simple. Now all you have to do here is on the Mark IV, let me wake it up from sleep. okay, is you go into TX mode, which I am already in right now, and then you press the mode button and the function button together at the same time. So on the Mark IV, you will see it flashing the words A and C, and it will flash a bit, and then on your unactivated 560 Mark III, you will see the screen go nuts for a while. So what the 560 Mark IV is doing here is, once you've initiated the activation function on it, it will send out a activation signal. It will transmit the activation signal. Once your 560 Mark III automatically detects the activation signal, the 560 Mark III screen will go nuts for a while. Every single bit of the LED is going to light up, and then once the screen is in this state, all you have to do is hold down the OK or the center button for maybe half a second, and then when you let go and the screen clears up, you will be able to see that the group icon is now showing up. Once you see the group icon there, your 560 Mark III is activated for use with the TX system. Like I said, you will only need to do this if you're using the 560 TX or the 560 Mark IV with a 560 Mark III, because the 560 Mark IVs are activated out of the box. So now with that out of the way, let's see if it actually works. Now, the way it works is you have to set on the 560 Mark III the same frequency as it is on the 560 Mark IV's transmitting frequency, and you have to make sure you are on the same channel, and you have to assign a group to the 560 Mark III. So all you have to do is assign a group on the 560 Mark III by initiating the group function by pressing these two buttons together, and then you will get to be able to select a group using the up and down buttons. So on the 560 Mark IV, if you're using the 560 Mark IV with other 560 Mark IVs, let me go into RX mode. Okay, so now we are in RX mode. One more physical difference between the Mark III and the Mark IV is that on the Mark III, the group function is here. On the Mark IV, the group function is replaced by the activation function. So the group button is actually the center button here. So when I press this button, my group icon will start blinking, and I will be able to select my group using the up and down keys. So now let me go back into TX mode on the Mark IV. Okay, so now in the TX mode, like I said, the TX on the 560 Mark IV is the intelligent TX system, like the one on the 560 TX. So basically, I can change the output value of the Mark III flash that is synchronized with the Mark IV. So I have both of them on group A, so that is why I can change all the flashes that are connected to group A. I can even change the zoom of the flash. Everything can be done remotely within the 100-meter radius of the TX. So what I can do is I can change the flash mode as well. So I can change it to multi-flash, and then I can also disable the flashes. Once you see these two hyphens, that means that the group is being disabled. So this is a very neat feature to have, because you can have like the 560 Mark IV sitting on your camera, so you have a flash on top of your camera that will work, and also that flash will be able to trigger all the other remaining flashes that you have set up around the venue. So this is very useful for shooting events especially. So how it works, if I want to set another group, say if I have many other flashes, this is group A, so if I change this to group B, I will have to go to group B in this. All I have to do is press the center button, and it will automatically jump to group B in the transmitting settings, and then I can modify the flash's value in group B. So the settings for each group are independent and they happen simultaneously. So basically I can cycle between the different group settings. So on the 560 Mark IV screen, it will show me the setting for that particular group I am operating on. So when I want to change the setting of my 560 Mark IV itself, basically I just go to the bit where the group has the two hyphens there. That means I'm not controlling any external groups, I'm controlling the 560 Mark IV itself, my master flash itself. So this is controlling the flash itself, the 560 Mark IV. When it's displaying a group name, that means it's controlling that specific group. So one more thing I realized about the TX system is when I change the the flash output value on my slave flash, it will not update on the master flash. So in this case, I'm changing the exposure values on my Mark III, and it's not updating on my Mark IV. So when I proceed to fire the Mark IV, it will fire at the setting that the Mark III is on. So let's say if I have the Mark IV on my camera hot shoe and then I fire it, although the setting of group A is at 1 over 1/128th power on my Mark IV, but I've manually hit the Mark III so that it's now at 1/16th power, it will still fire at 1/16th power, unless if I hit the pilot button on the 560 Mark IV, which I'm going to do now. And then when I fire the pilot on the 560 Mark IV, you can notice there is a bit of delay after I press it before the actual fire. So I'm going to press it now. So there is actually a bit of delay. Just a very brief delay. Not that noticeable, but it is significant. So what I found out is when you press the pilot on the 560 Mark IV, it will actually first send the synchronization signal to that group, to all the groups actually. So it will synchronize the settings and then it will fire the test shot. But it will not send the synchronization settings when it is triggered from your hot shoe. Okay, so I now have the 560 Mark IV on the camera hot shoe. So as you can see, the Mark III is on 1 over 32 power, although the settings say it should be 1 over 128th power on the Mark IV. So with this, when I proceed to trigger it using a camera, the 560 Mark III will still continue to fire at 1 over 32 power, although the 560 Mark IV says it's supposed to fire at 1 over 128th power. So my hypothesis on this is when it is fired from the hot shoe, it will only fire the trigger signal, but not the information signal. But one other thing I've noticed is if I hit the pilot button on the 560 Mark IV, pay attention to the settings on the 560 Mark III, it will update itself to the correct settings as said on the 560 Mark IV before firing the test shot. So I can actually notice when I press the pilot button, there's actually a slight delay before the flash is actually fired. So what I deduced from this is when you press the pilot button, the test fire button on the master flash, it will first send the synchronization signal to synchronize the settings across all the flashes connected to the 3 groups in that channel, and then it will send the trigger signal. So that explains the slight delay between pressing the pilot button and then the actual trigger of the flash. Now the delay is very short, probably a few milliseconds. You can't really make it out on video, but when you actually do press the pilot button itself, you can feel that there is a very slight delay. Alright, so that is pretty much it, everyone. This is the 560 Mark IV, exactly the same as the 560 Mark III. 560 Mark IV has all the features of the 560 Mark III, except with the extra TX mode. So that means the 560 Mark IV is fully compatible with the 603C system and also the 560 TX system. So I've not really covered on the actual specs of the flash itself because I've already covered them in my 560 Mark III review. So if you're interested to find out everything else about this flash, feel free to go ahead and check out my review on the Yongnuo 560 Mark III. I'll link it up on the screen right here. I also have it down in the description below. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions and comments, let me know in the comment section below. So subscribe to my channel for more reviews and tutorials. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.